Hello, and welcome back to Kim's Cozy Corner. Today, we are going to transplant some lettuces and some broccoli into some pots and other containers. Come with me and let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. There's lots of great information. Today, we are going to transplant these lettuces, some tomatoes, as well as some broccoli into their final homes. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about what's going on here. These lettuces, and there are many different types here, have been growing in my grow tent since either week 2 or either week 3 of the 2023 season. And now we are going to up pot them into their final destinations. As it warms up outside, we'll be able to take these outdoors as well so that the lettuce can continue to produce. I have lettuce in 3 tiers of my GreenStalk, but we're eating it faster than it's growing. So we need to add more lettuce so we have plenty of lettuce to get us through the week. We don't want to have to buy that stuff from the store. So the first thing we're going to do is up pot the lettuce. And I'm going to do some more vegetable art. So we are going to take salad bowl and red salad bowl, and we're going to put 2 in each. So we'll do that first. At this point, I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing in the pot more than my face. So let's focus there. We will be adding micos so we can have some great root growth. And we're going to do the salad bowl and red salad bowl first. Lettuce doesn't need a lot of depth to grow. Their roots don't need a lot. You don't need a deep 12-inch pot or anything like this. This pot is actually plenty deep, and I probably only needed to fill it 2/3 of the way full to plant lettuce. And so this is going to be leaf lettuce in this pot, and the leaf lettuce will cut it back and it'll continue to grow, and we'll cut it and it'll grow again. So we're going to do that with our red salad bowl and our regular salad bowl. I'm going to put 4 plants in here. And I'm going to add a little micos for those strong root development. And it only needs a little bit. So let's start with the red salad bowl. So I'm going to put red, and then I'm going to put the green opposite. So you see I have 4 little spots ready to go there. And they are starting to get really root bound. So I really need to get these transplanted. So we're going to put a red one there and one on that side. And then here's just some basic salad bowl lettuce, but green instead of red. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put one on that side and one on this side. And the red salad bowl literally is just 1 plant. The green is only 1 or 2 plants, so I think we'll be good here. So I'm going to loosen up the roots just a little bit, and I'm going to plant them to the same depth that the soil already was in. I'm going to do the same thing with the green salad bowl. Back to the original depth. And once this starts really growing, it's going to make a beautiful design of opposite colors there. So this pot is ready to go. Let me move it out the way and so we can get another one started. And if you notice, this pot right here, as you notice, this pot right here was a pot that I reused. I believe I had a tree or either a 5-gallon blackberry that I received last year in the mail. And so I'm just reusing the pot. You want to make sure there's good drainage in your pots though. So that's very important. So you want to make sure there's plenty of drainage holes. But I'm reusing this pot. I didn't have to buy something new. This is one of my grow bags. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember the size of this grow bag. It's either a 3 or a 5 gallon. I don't remember. But for this grow bag, again, I don't need a whole bunch of soil in this bag. So what I've done is just take the grow bag and I folded it down to the level for the plants that I'm going to be growing. And so by folding it down, I don't have to add so much soil. So I folded at least a third of this grow bag down. And in this one, we're going to do the same thing. The same thing we did in that pot, we're going to do in this pot. So we're going to do, again, salad bowl and red salad bowl in this pot. So I'm going to create a home for 4 plants. And they're individual plants. So they're not a whole bunch of plants mixed in there. So it's going to be 4 individual plants. I'm putting my mycos in there. Okay, so I got my 4 places set up. I'm doing the same thing. I got my red salad bowl I'm going to put in one corner. Opposite corners, I should say. I'm going to do the same thing with my green. Very long, long roots for these teeny little containers. I'm planting them to the same depth that the soil already is. So making a little pocket, placing them right in there, giving them just a little pressure around the edges. These are going to be much, much happier in the space that I'm providing for them right now. And I'm going to fold this bag down just a little bit more. Again, we don't need that much bag for lettuce. Much better. Put my labels in. And there's another pot ready to go. And I make sure that I put my grow bags and pots in some type of tray so that I don't have to worry about my floor getting wet. So there's a second one ready to go. All right, let's do this one next. For this container, we are actually going to, and I didn't talk about my soil. So this is just some standard potting soil. I've added some cocoa coir to it. But this is an organic mix. It's light, it's fluffy, it's well draining. I added the cocoa coir anyway. For this one, we're going to use dynamite. So I have 4 dynamite plants here, and these are a heading lettuce. And I believe I can stick 4 in here. It's going to be a little tight, but they're supposed to be small heading lettuce. So we're going to see if we can put 4 in each of the corners. But first, I don't want to forget the mycos to set those individual plants in. And they are individual plants. I'll go ahead and put my tag in so I don't forget. So there's one of the dynamite. Again, it's a very small, kind of loose heading plant. It's supposed to be similar to buttercrunch, I believe is what I read. I don't remember exactly, so I could be wrong about that. Don't hold me to that part. Again, we are going to just put these in to the same height as the soil from the cell. I grew dynamite last year as well, and I only got 1 plant out of it before they bolted because of our weird season. So by starting them indoors, hopefully I can get to enjoy it a little bit indoors before we have to take it outside and guess whether or not we're going to have a spring. So there's the dynamite ready to go. It's also in a grow bag, and this grow bag is actually folded down almost in half. And I have it sitting in one of my Bootstrap Farmer 10-10 trays. And so I'll use that tray to help me with the watering. Next, we're going to reuse these. I believe they were 3-gallon pots that either raspberries or blackberries or cranberries, something came in this pot that I'm reusing from last year. And so I have 2 of them, and I'm going to sit them right in here in my 1010 tray from Bootstrap Farmer. And let's see which one we want to put in here today. This is a Merlot, Marlot. It's a red lettuce. It's a loosely forming type head of lettuce. I am going to put this red leaf lettuce in this pot here. So this is a smaller pot, so I gotta really think about what I want to put in here. I don't think I can put anything beyond the Merlot in this pot. My Mycos. And these are in teeny little 6-cell trays and extremely root bound. So I'm going to have to separate those out just a little bit. But I need a lot more lettuce. The lettuce just isn't coming in fast enough. So what I did was take the one little cell and I split it in half to open it up into a little straight shoot of about 4, no, it looks like 3 plants. So I just took one side, split it open, and I'm going to lay it right into this pot at the same depth the soil was in the little tray. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side where I'm going to just take it, I'm going to split it open on one side, not all the way through. So I'm not making 2 out of it. I'm going to leave it in one. I'm just kind of splaying it open. And we will add this to the other side of this pot. There it is. And we're going to do the same thing with this pot, but we are going to use, what are we going to use? What are we going to use? I think I am going to do this with black-seeded Simpson. I believe that's what this is. This was one of my stray lettuce plants that found its way into another cell. I believe it was in with the onion. I pulled it out and I repotted it so they can continue to grow, and see how big and beautiful it is. I believe it's black-seeded Simpson. And so I'm going to put it on one side, and my dark rodent that was on life support 3 weeks ago, which is healthy, beautiful, and just ready to transplant. I'm going to put these 2 in this pot here. So this one, I'm going to have to go a little deeper. It has a little more soil to it. And a lot of roots. I probably shouldn't put both of these in this pot, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I pulled some of the roots off the bottom. It is only one plant though. There's only one plant in here. So I am going to stick this thing in here. And I probably should only put one, but I am going to go ahead and put 2 in here anyway. Actually, no, I'm not. There are several dark rodent in there. That's not just one. That's like 5. That's like 5 dark rodent. We're not going to do that. I need to separate those. But I can put the salad bowl in here with it. So again, I'm going to take some of the roots off the bottom. And now the plant's going to have to recover from what I just did. Just to be honest with you, that it's not going to like that. But it will recover. Lettuce is easy. It acclimates quickly. And I added in the mycos, which is going to improve the overall root structure anyway. So I believe it'll be just fine. There's the salad bowl and the black-seeded Simpson. And I'm going to have these 2 share a container for watering. And this dark rodent, I'm going to have to up pot that. So when I do my week 8 update, we will up pot this to a larger cell so it can continue to grow. The next container here used to be a flower pot. Again, we're reusing, right? We are reusing. There's no reason to buy brand new pots. You can use them year after year. We are going to add an orange hat micro dwarf tomato. It only gets 6 to 9 inches tall. And so it can grow in this teeny little pot. And I'm going to go one step further and I'm putting 2 plants in here. I may be pushing it, but if you crowd your plants out, it'll make for smaller plants and smaller fruits. But with it being a micro dwarf, I believe it can handle it. And if it limits or reduces my harvest or make them smaller, no big deal. I have over 100 plants that I'm growing outside of this planting here. So there will be many, many other plants to make up the difference. I'm also going to put this orange hat into my GreenStalk. So I saved one spot for that as well. Get these in here. I've already put in my mycos. I'm separating it out and putting 1 plant on each side. It might looks like 2 plants on each side, but they're so tiny. Orange hat, ready to go. And you know what? I messed up. So let me start over. Tomatoes, you need to plant them deep. Very, very, very deep. And so let me plant these just a little deeper to help with that overall root structure. Nice, strong stems. There we go. I just barely want them peeping out the top. Now I'm happy. There's the orange hat, and you see they're barely sticking out the top. This orange hat is ready to go. We're going to do something really fun. So again, we talk about how iffy spring can be in my part of the country, Ohio, zone 6A. Usually we have a really wet, cold spring, and then all of a sudden summer's here. Every now and then we'll have a decent spring. So I'm hoping for a decent spring this year, but to speed up the possibility of a harvest, I am going to put some of my broccoli in this grow bag, and I am going to start it in my indoor grow tent so that when it's time to go outside, they're already ready to start producing heads, hopefully. There we go. I think we can put 5 in there. I'm just going to plant them closer to the edge of the bag, adding the mycos, of course, for each of the plants. I probably should have stopped at 4, but I'm going to put 5 in there. Well, that one looks pretty good. Let's get that one in there. Some of these have yellow leaves, and so they need, I've been traveling for 2 straight weeks, minus a day and a half home. And so they needed a feeding and no one was here to feed them. So we will make sure they get some loving today. And I'm going to be home for the next few weeks, so I should be able to nurse them back to health. This soil is so much better. I've been fighting bad soil all winter long. That's my broccoli. Very close together, but that's my broccoli. So let me move all of these plants into, well, actually, first we need to plant the orange hat. All right. So here's my pocket for the orange hat. And this is the soil that's horrible, absolutely, completely horrible. But let's get our mycos in. I have my grow lights on. It's very warm in here right now. I had to turn the fan off so you could hear me. So I want to hurry up in here because it's very, very warm. I'm going to follow the same trend that I did with my Tiny Tims and my Red Robins. I put 2 per pocket. And this is probably, some people probably hate that I'm doing this and they're like, oh, I shouldn't really do this. But I've been planting 2 tomatoes together for years and I've been getting very nice harvests. And these are tiny. They're very, very small plants. They're only going to get this tall. So I believe it'll give me a nice full pockets all the way around. But there, the orange hat's done as well. So let me start moving all of these new containers into my very small space and let's make it all fit. All right, I made it all fit. Let's turn it around so you can see how it's all going to fit in here so I can use the least number of grow lights, but still provide enough light to all of the plants. I have my bigger grow bag down there with the broccoli in it. Up here, and the lights are turned down so they don't hurt my eyes, but I have the dynamite up there. And I've changed my grow tent and added in another shelving unit so that I could make more room. For now, I'm going to leave my lettuces and the orange hat micro tomatoes sitting right in here with my seedlings under this grow light versus having to turn on another grow light and use electricity for that. And then also this bag here of the salad bowl and the red salad bowl. So I've been able to get it all in here in a very tight space. So we will be eating additional lettuce in addition to the GreenStalk within a couple of weeks. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'm 2 months in on my channel. I am trying to add as many new subscribers as possible. I will keep this video content coming. Thank you. Enjoy growing. Bye-bye.